we can get three rows in here, which would be perfect. So, needless to say, these potatoes that we planted in here in February are doing fabulous. And pardon the obnoxious chickens on the other side. They're clearing out from under that tree that's over there. This is my project today, is cleaning out this mess. Good morning, beautiful people. It is a fine, beautiful spring day. We had about, I don't know, probably like 18 hours of just slow drizzle rain yesterday. Everything is fresh and clean. Days like this are just, they're so crisp. A little bit chilly this morning. I think it got down to, I don't know, 40 some odd degrees. It's kind of chilly for how hot it has been. We've been into the mid 80s over the past couple weeks, and having this little cool down is kind of nice. Even though, like, I'm not quite ready for summer temperatures, I'm not ready to sweat. It kind of makes the plants grow, so I'm dealing with it. On the note of plants growing, let me walk in here and I'll show you what we got going on in here. As you guys saw a second ago, the potatoes that we planted in here, I think in February, it was just an experiment. We figured these potatoes would be done by the time it's time to plant out everything by Mother's Day. That's our plant out date. Hold on. All right, that's better. I turned off our Energizer that's running from the shed up here all the way down to the pigs because I'm standing right here by it, and I'm sure you guys can hear it clicking. I can't. So, yeah, I went and turned that off. You're welcome, Meg, and to everybody else that bothers. All right, so we got these potatoes in. They've done great. There are actually some volunteer tomatoes that have come up in with the potatoes. Some of them we have pulled out and we potted them up, and they're growing right there. They're doing all right. But if you start looking around at all these potatoes, some of these things are not like the others. That is tomato. That is tomato. Wow, even these are starting to bloom. Basically, the plan is Mother's Day around here is our plant out date. It's when no chance of frost exists anymore. I think technically, like, the extension office has our last frost date, middle of April or something like that. But we get frosts a little bit later than that. So it has been our practice. Mother's Day is what all the old timers say, and that's when we plant. And we've had great gardens, we've had great success, so we're just gonna stick with that. We'll rip out these potatoes around that time, that way we can turn the beds over and get other stuff planted. But in the meantime, I've got this side that, I don't know what it is. If you aren't actively doing anything with a space, you're gonna fill it with junk. And that is what has happened here. I brought a wheelbarrow in with one of my screens for sifting some compost. And then all of a sudden, a box of drip line parts showed up, and now it's sitting there. I've got a towel that I was using when it was raining, when we were working in here building this. Like, it just piles up. I'm gonna get this cleared out, and I'm gonna work on getting these beds ready for tomatoes. We actually have some tomatoes that are very, very ready to go in the ground, and the fact that the tomatoes that are growing in here with all these potatoes are doing fine kind of tells us this is a protected enough space. We can probably get away with planting. I'm gonna get cleaning over here, get this kind of cleaned up. I've got a whole bunch of compost up the hill right here in those compost rings. I might need to rototill a spot where I've stood here and worked, but we'll see. So I'm gonna quit jabbering and get busy. No.
Skink!
Hey, a skink! Catch him! Get him! Get him! Oh, got in. He went in there. That right there.
Very colorful.
We found a, what is that, a 5-line skink? Blue tail skink? Hold him still, let me see. Oh, he calmed down. Sure is pretty. Well, that's good. I'd rather they live in here because then they can eat bugs. All right, before I get the rototiller in here, even though I don't want to, these are really hard and really dry. There are quite a few anthills, like, you know, right there. That's a huge one. And then there's one right here. Like, there's a lot. So, we're going to get the blowtorch and turn up the heat on these fire ants. Hey, fire ants, have some fire! Let's take those grubs and we'll put those grubs in the chicken coop. Honestly, we should just go catch a couple chickens and lock them in here. Why don't we do that? Well, the chickens didn't want to do anything. They were kind of lazy, so we put them back and got the duck. And the duck is going to town. She's making happy duck noises.
Got something.
That cricket on the log, like, uh-oh, it's a cricket eater.
Oh, she saw it. She saw it. Oh, get it, get it, get it. Too slow. She knows to pick her battles. It's like, oh, I'm not climbing over that. Here, ducky. Here, ducky. She's like, oh, I saw that water. All right, that's enough of duck cam. All right, so interesting fun fact, or at least I find it interesting. Down here where it was covered, it is still soft. It's soft like the last time I rototilled it, kind of soft. Like it still shows. Down here where it was uncovered, where all these weeds are growing, it is hard as a rock. I've always heard, like, keep your soil covered. Mother Nature is modest. She wants to be covered up. Seems that is the case. Where it was uncovered, it's hard, it's dry, there's weeds. And down there where it was covered, even though we weren't growing anything, it was just covered in kind of storage. The ground is soft and moist. Like, it's awesome. Fun little fun fact. And I don't think I've showed it, but that green stalk that we planted potatoes and shallots in is jamming. Like, it is doing so good. I don't know how big of, like, little hills I'm gonna make. How big of little hills? That was almost English. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do berms like I did. They were really deep last time. I don't think I'm gonna do that. I might make slight berms, but for the most part, I'm just gonna get in here and then I'm gonna put the weed barrier back down. I actually have weed barrier all the way out there where the squash was. And I burned holes in it rather than cut it. The stuff in here, we kind of cut it and it was all wonky, but the stuff out there, we burned nice holes in, and I think the spacing might be perfect for in here.
Right, not
All right, that looks excellent. Side of compost on a bed is just a beautiful thing. All right, I'm gonna go grab some weed fabric and check what the hole spacing is. Wow, set it down for just like a month and the yard starts reclaiming it. I think these will work out perfect. I think if I lay these out, I can scoot that one as far that way as possible. And then the holes are, I don't know, maybe 2 feet apart. I'll need a second person out here to help me pull it straight. But I think if I go get 2 more of those, I think I can unroll them. And they'll have a nice amount of overlap. And we can get three rows in here, which would be perfect. Because, you know, I already have the wires hung for all that. That was quite wet. Under. So grab where the green line is. Yeah, that one. Pull. Found a staple. All right, got the weed fabric down. A few staples will probably help to get everything to lay down flat, but for the most part, there it is. I think last time my other weed fabric, I think it was like 2 feet wide or something like that. It was, I remember it being too small, but having this border in here kind of changed things. I'll probably come in here and kick it around a little bit more. I also have in this box is some drip line stuff. I will be getting that installed next couple days probably, at least before we plant any tomatoes in there. I think all I have to do is get out here and button up the greenhouse because we are actually under a frost advisory as the day has gone on. It's been a very beautiful day to work out in the greenhouse specifically. It's cool, it's breezy. The high today is like 74 or something like that. It's just beautiful weather. But it's supposed to get down to 37 degrees tonight. So stuff is gonna get pretty cold. So I gotta cover up the soft, tender things that might not enjoy frost. We have a lot of strawberries that are almost ripe. So I hope they'll be all right. They'll probably be all right. There's all sorts of stuff that, like tomatoes, those will have a hard time. But we have a greenhouse, so we will take all of our starts either inside or in the greenhouse and everything will be fine. All right, I gotta show you guys what Meg is working on today. What you got going on, lady?
You requested donuts. So I was making bread today and I was like, you know what, I'll just take some of this extra dough and make donuts. And you like cream-filled donuts, so.
Yes, so she took her vanilla pudding that she is making.
Yes.
And stuffed it inside some donuts.
Yes.
Then glazed them. There's some normal donuts.
Yes. We already ate the donut holes.
Those went quick.
I did.
Oh, wait.
Oh, hey, there's one left.
Oh, my fingers are dirty.
Well, there was one left.
But I don't care.
Oh, well. Is it good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's my second one.
Yeah.
Actually, the first one was better because it was still kind of warm.
Yeah. I glazed these and then, yeah, filled with vanilla pudding. So I'm just finishing up the glaze on these. And then donuts are ready. Right before dinner.
We don't need dinner.
No.
Donuts are for dinner.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. I completely spaced picking up the camera and filming dinner. Meg made a massive stew. It's just a beef stew, potatoes, carrots, onions. Delicious, rich, hearty stew, which I think would have done better yesterday because yesterday it was just dreary and rained all day. But given that it's starting to cool down more and more, the closer we get to sunset, you can tell there's going to be a frost. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, I was going off the frost thing. I was like, oh, it's going to be cold. And then now it's not really cold.
So I was talking about it earlier. Our last frost date is April 15th. Everybody around here says, no, that's wrong. your like plant out date, your safe to plant date is Mother's Day, and that is what we've stuck with. I think it was the second year we were here, we got a frost like May 12th or something like that.
Yeah.
Like it was pretty far into May. We had corn that was this tall. Like it was brutal. So it's not unheard of to get a frost after April 15th.
Right.
So, oh well. Guess we get to cover stuff up tonight.
Yeah.
All right, dinner was excellent. And we're going to wrap it up right here. So we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Bye.
Bye-bye.